What's up, y'all? It's your boy Jay Harbeck, and I'm here with Rob Ellis, and we're going to give you an inside look on three players who are arguably a part of one of the best teams the Beavercreek program has seen in recent years. Three of the best players this program in the city has produced on this first episode of Between the Lines with MB Hoop Vault. These three group of guys have been a part of the team that has had the first winning record for a Beavercreek team since 2016 in 4 years, the youngest Beavercreek team since 2012, and the first team to make it to a district finals in 20 years. And we're gonna be going through and discussing many more of their accomplishments throughout this video. So we're gonna go through some of the other accomplishments of these guys in this video. We have Yousef, Saleh, Molly Harris-Strayhorn, and Chris Herbort. And you guys can just introduce yourselves and give y'all a little bit about yourself.
I'm Ali Harris-Strayhorn. I will be playing football at the University of Mount Union next year, hopefully next year, and that's really it.
Alright. Chris Herbort. I just committed to play basketball at Florida Coastal Prep, and I was classified in 2021.
I'm Yousef Saleh. I was committed to play at Sinclair, but they closed down athletics, so as of right now, my recruitment is open, and I still haven't made my choice of where I'm going.
All right, so obviously last May, your old coach, Mark Hess, he decided to resign and be the new head coach at Troy. Did you guys know your guys' new head coach, Steve Pittman, before he officially became the head coach, or have you known him for like a while before that?
We didn't meet him until he got the coaching job at Beavercreek. We never really talked to him. We had a whole team meeting when he got, and that was the first time I heard of him, and I'm pretty sure for all of us, it's the first time we talked to him.
I had knew beforehand because Malcolm showed up to one of the practices and introduced himself as the assistant coach. And then before the meeting, I had to leave for a trip to basketball, and I met up with him because I couldn't make a meeting.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like it was an easy transition between head coaches?
It was different. Now I wouldn't say it was hard, but it was the work that we put in, because it was two different ways of training. I don't know, Yousef and Molly could elaborate and explain it better.
He's pretty much saying the preseason and going into the season, the way we worked out, the way we trained and stuff like that was a lot different than what we used to do. It was a lot more running, a lot more conditioned stuff. It was very intense, very disciplined. And I wouldn't say Coach Hess wasn't disciplined and very intense, but I kind of feel like with Coach Pitt, it was just a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like a matchup against Troy was something you guys wanted during the season?
I think everyone wanted that.
It would have been nice playing Troy, but I feel like it would have been kind of emotional for Coach Hess and for kids that had him as coach.
What was your guys' immediate reaction after you found out he wasn't going to be the coach?
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of heartbroken because I think me and Chris, we both had pretty good relationship with Coach Chess off the court, and I mean on the court he was our coach obviously, but I just feel like the relationship we had with him was super tight, and to lose that relationship, knowing that him losing a job would mean that our relationship wouldn't be there anymore. Kind of sucked.
Yeah, it was tough because I'd never played for such a personable coach. Off the court, you could talk to him about anything, and if you weren't doing something right on the court, he was gonna let you know. But he would also give you credit when you fixed it.
Mm-hmm.
We had him as our coach for 3 years, and then of course losing him our senior year was just dang, we only got one more year of high school left, and we gotta start fresh and create a new relationship with a coach. And we only got 1 year to do that rather than 4. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like having a new coach was a big part of your guys' newfound success this past season?
Most definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we would have been as successful if we didn't run as much as we did over the summer because going down the season, shape wise, we weren't very deep this year, but I personally felt like in every game I could play like the whole game and I didn't have a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that helped out a lot because towards the end of the game, like fourth quarter, when this close game, like other teams would be getting tired, but we would just still, like we would just like had like been starting or like losing fuel from the tank when other teams would have been losing at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
No, I was just saying, like, we had already played for Coach Hess for like 3 years. So, like, transition to play for like a new coach, you would never like didn't know how he was gonna react on the sidelines or what he was gonna say. So I think at the beginning of the year, like, we went through a bunch of struggles and like small little stuff we had to fix because we weren't like as gelled as we were at the end.
Yeah.
Dude, we had to learn a whole new offense, really.
Oh yeah.
And also on top of what Chris said, we had to learn a whole new offense. So learning that offense in the short amount of time we had was kind of hard, And there was a lot of. I mean, honestly, we didn't even get through our whole offense, the setting that we wanted to get through, and I feel like just learning that whole offense at the beginning of the season was kind of why we struggled a little bit towards the beginning of the season.
All right, kind of switching gears over to you guys' success this season and bouncing back from previous seasons in the program. What steps did you guys as a team have to take from like going from the bottom of the National East in GWAC and having a first round tournament exit to a game away from a GWAC title and a very close district final tourney game with a top seed like Lakota East?
Well, I could say one thing, like, as just the environment with all of us, the coaches always had us at a high standard. So did Coach Hess, but they always had us at a high standard. And, like, even if we made the smallest mistake, we had to go back and fix it. So it'd be something that just stuff like that.
Yeah, I think like a lot of it goes out to the work that we did in the summer because not if we're being honest, not everybody wanted to show up and do the work, but we made sure like we held everybody accountable to coming, and then like holding everybody accountable and like knowing that all of us did the work and all the kids who were playing like did the work, like it made us feel so much better as a team. We were like really confident, like being in shape going into the year.
Yeah, it was definitely hell going through all the summer workouts, but I think us going through that made us want to win a little bit more and want a little bit more because all of us had the mindset like we're not gonna go through all of this and like not get anything out of it, Like we're gonna at least win something. With all the stuff we're doing, we can't just run and do all this crazy stuff and not have any success, I feel like having that. So I feel like kind of helped a little bit too going down the road.
Yeah, I saw a lot of your guys' workouts on Twitter, like with Enhance You and stuff.
Dude,
and not a lot of teams are getting work with guys like them.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, Enhance You was like an off day. Because we had to run the 5K like 3-4 times a week, and everybody dreaded that.
Hey,
so your practices like, go ahead.
No, we had to, like, I would not say Enhance You was an off day. Like, let me back that because we had to, everyone would meet up at the high school and we run from the high school to Enhance You, and then we do the workout at Enhance You and run back. Like, it was a lot of work, but it paid off. Like, I would like to win that district game, but
we should have won that game.
For sure. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So you started off with a big win against Xenia, I believe it was, but that was kind of they only ended up winning 5 games that season. But then you guys faced 3 more talented teams and went 0-3 to start out the season after that Xenia game. Was there any thoughts going through your guys' head that it might be another bumpy type of season for y'all?
Nah, I don't.
I honestly thought.
I didn't have that thought at all at the end of the season personally because I knew. I told the team and we had a goal before the season. We wanted to at least try and win 18 games. But talking to Coach before the season and all that, we all knew that it was going to be tough to get that number of wins because it was a new coaching staff, new offense, new system, new everything. We had to learn everything. So losing those 3 games, it was rough, and we were kind of like, damn, like, what's going on? But at the same time, we kind of had in the back of our head, like, it's a new coaching staff, it's a new offense, it's a new system. We're still learning every 3 returning players from varsity from the year before, so it's kind of like a new team as well. And I think just the beginning of the season was rough because we were still learning everything. We were still learning how to play with each other. And I mean, as you see, as the season went on, they got better. So.
Did you guys feel like you had something to prove to begin the season?
Yeah, we had a lot to prove.
A lot.
I do. We were getting so slept on. Like, it wasn't even funny.
It's almost like teams used to come into Beavercreek thinking it's just an easy win playing against us. And then I think this year we got a little respect for Beavercreek. Teams not coming to last. Teams started to come into Beavercreek hoping they would win rather than expecting to win.
And then with Isaiah Moore, what was it like losing him?
It was tough because, like, the kid is, like, he's really raw. And he's got so much better from right here down in North Carolina. But, I mean, we just kind of had to adjust because knowing that he was going to come up and play a start, we just had to learn how to adjust and fill in the pieces from there.
When did you guys learn that you were going to be losing him?
Probably
the UD camp.
Yeah.
Was that after last season or?
No,
before?
it was like midway because like we were like we had just started getting into like the summer camps.
Yeah.
So like we're doing all like the summer camps and stuff like that, and then at UD that's what we had heard.
So what was your guys' like original plan going into the tournament after seeing your bracket?
To win, obviously.
Yeah, there is no doubt. I thought
we had a goal all season, and that goal was to play Moeller in the regional finals. And I mean, we had the opportunity to do it. We just got cut a little bit short. But that was our mindset going into a tournament. We want to meet Moeller, and we want to play them for the opportunity to go to state. And we felt like we deserved it. We felt like we had the team to do it. We had the players, we had the coaches, we had the skill. After that Springfield game, I just remember we were in the locker room looking at our phones, and someone shouted out that Centerville had lost to Fairmont. And we still had a chance to win GWAC, and I feel like, we all like had a sigh of relief. Like, dang, we still won GWAC. I feel like just listening to them on that full court buzzer took a lot out of us. Like, wow, we had that game, and they had a lucky shot to take it away from us, and it was hard to be a part of. But and then also going into that Centerville game, I feel like a lot of us just had nerve. Like a lot of us were nervous, because we playing at Beavercreek, we never really played in big games like that, and that was one of the biggest games probably most of us have ever played. And it was a chance to win GWAC for the first time in 8 years. And it's just like, I feel like a lot of us were nervous at the beginning of the game, and it took us a little while to settle in.
How do you feel like you transitioned from those 2 losses to being able to like try to make that run to play Moeller in the regional final?
We came in, I remember, what was it, that first week, didn't we just start off running nothing else?
Oh yeah, we, like, after the losses, he was like, all right, we took like 2 days off, and he just told us to be ready to run on Monday. And I was like, all right. So everyone came to practice, and we conditioned for like 2 or 3 days. And then we kind of went with lighter practices, stuff to get shots up and start preparing the next couple of days for Lebanon. And we had already beat Lebanon one time in a year. So we're confident. Like, we didn't play good against Lebanon the first game of the year too. So we're confident we put together a good game plan and played well. And there should be no doubt.
So you guys beat Lebanon pretty easily, 80-58. And then the game against West Carrollton, it felt like you guys were going to lose that game almost the entire game. You guys were down by, I think, like 10 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. We're down like 10 with like 4 minutes left.
I feel like West Carrollton, we came in kind of with a big head-ish.
Yeah.
At first we kind of took it for granted, and then once we started noticing our season could literally just be going right then and there, everybody was like, okay, we gotta come back. We gotta fix ourselves. So after
Yeah,
that game, I think that kind of showed us like, okay, we really do want to go on and see what we can do.
Yeah, sitting there during that game was just like I remember talking to a couple of players. And I'm like, this can't be our last game of the season. I'm like, there's no way. We're better than them. We came in like with a slow start. I mean, we before the game even started, we expected to win. I think that kind of affected the way we came out and started the game. And obviously, like that down the stretch, really, like I'm looking at everyone. I was like, this can't be our last game of the season. We're too good to lose this early. And I feel like we just like turned on the switch and we picked it up, and Adam came in the clutch at the end.
Mm-hmm. That game was so quiet too. I felt like there was like almost no like Beavercreek fans there.
Oh, they had baseball shots. There was nobody there from Beavercreek.
Mm-hmm. And then your next game after that, you played Springfield. I didn't go to that because I was at the Wayne Centerville game. And I mean, you guys beat them by 20. What do you feel like was the difference going into that game against a Springfield team that you lost to earlier in the season, or just a couple games ago actually, and transition to that game from the West Carrollton game where you narrowly won?
Like energy, a lot of energy came into it.
We were mad about that full court shot they hit on us. We didn't want to give them a chance to do that again, and we knew we were the better team. We knew they did to be on the court with us, and we just came out and we were like, we can't let them hang around this time because we don't want them to score another full court shot on us and get lucky. And we were like, let's just come out and put them away early in the game, and we did that, and we just kept them away. They made a little run towards the end of the game, but we had a big enough lead already to where they couldn't do anything really.
Mm-hmm. And then going into that, sorry, go ahead.
And on top of that, also I feel like that West Carrollton game was an eye opener for us.
Yeah,
that we can't come out. We can't come out playing or thinking we're gonna win and playing soft. We gotta come out playing our best all the time, or else we're gonna be in that situation we were in right there. And anything can happen when it's a close game.
Mm-hmm. And going into that Lakota East game, was that the first time you guys have played at like a college arena in a high school?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we had practiced practice on the college court. But other than that, we were just like, as soon as we got into warm-ups, like it was different getting adjusted to the backdrop because like everything felt so far away. I was like, where am I shooting?
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like that played a factor in this low-scoring game?
No, I think
the game was just defensively sound the whole time.
No, the whole we played the Lakota West's game or Lakota East's game.
Yeah, that
like they played really similar, somewhat to Centerville. Like they're slow. They're not gonna rush trying to get a bucket because they can sit down there and like make you play defense for like 2-3 minutes and have no issue with it. So we didn't push the ball in transition. We didn't make them uncomfortable. And, like, ultimately, I think that's what lost us the game because we didn't set the tone early.
Mm-hmm. And then that last play, which is probably one of the worst calls I've seen all season. I'll put in slow-mo, like, over me talking, but, like, what were you guys feeling after that call?
Honestly, I didn't know what to say because I remember I went to go help Sai, so I forgot what Brett's name was, to keep him from shooting. And then when I was recovering back, I seen the big man get the ball. So I just threw my head straight up. I ain't even touched it, and they just blew the whistle. Honestly, I just looked around first because I didn't even know they was calling it on me.
Dude, if you look at if I don't know who shot. Did Nate shoot the shot that was the air ball, or was the other kid Trevor?
No, he got trapped and he like dumped it off.
Yeah, he gave it to Trevor, the kid number 1. If Trevor hits any part of that rim, the game is over.
Yeah.
Like, he airballed this shot.
I just remember when they called a foul, I was just sitting there thinking, like, there ain't no way this kid's going to make it in this this loud of a gym and that much pressure. I was like, he's got to miss one at least. And I was like, we'll take care of the game in overtime. I was like, you'll go in overtime, we'll take care of it. And I'm sitting there at the line like, all right, just miss one, bro. And we'll go in overtime, it'll be fine. And, of course, he went to the line, knocked them both down. I'm like, fuck.
Those were his first 2 points to the game. And his only 2 points to the game. And I was salty. When we got into the locker room after the game, nobody knew how to feel. Like everyone was sad, but like standing there watching them get the districts, I was like, I didn't really know how to feel.
Yeah, because you work that hard and then it gets taken away from something that you can't really control.
Yeah. I kind of feel it just kind of sucks because like nothing against Lakota, but I just kind of feel like we deserved it. You know, doing all that work, I just feel like we deserve the spot to be there. We deserve to win that game. We've been busting our tails all season to get to that spot, and to lose it off those free throws is just heartbreaking.
Do you feel like it was hard to keep your composure at all in that game after they were like setting some of those screens?
Oh, I was mad.
Dude, I got rocked.
You got rocked. You didn't see mine?
Dude, I couldn't feel my whole shoulder. It was tough. But, like, that's the thing, like...
The 3 screens, they said they should at least call it Chris, because bro did check his shoulder.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like... I don't know. There really wasn't much we could do about it, because, like... If the ref doesn't call a foul, you can't just sit there and bicker at him. Like, you just got to keep playing through it.
Yeah. How important was it for everyone to step up their game during that postseason and take their game to a different level during tournament play? Because we saw different guys step up at different times. Like Lebanon, Saleh posted a career high in assists. West Carrollton, Adam, back-to-back 20 bobs. Springfield, Adam, double-double. Molly, career high in points. Yousef and Chris, you guys were there the whole time. You know, how important was that for different guys to step up at different times?
I think it's just for my part. So, well, from my standpoint, in my opinion, I think I should have done something better in the season. For attitude-wise and just play-like-wise, I could have done way much better in the season. I think when I noticed starting in the playoffs that I could be somebody better, do something to be actually a purpose to the team, I think that's when I started to realize I can do this, I can do that on the court, which I wish I realized earlier in the season. But, I mean, as long as I came in the playoffs, so I'm just glad I was able to produce in the playoffs at least.
It also shows that, like, we could play, like, if, like, one of us didn't step up, like, we had multiple players that could step up. Like, Gabe Phillips isn't really like, talked about that much. But every single game, Gabe made an impact. Whether it's how many points he scored or how many shots he altered. Like, he could go in the stat book and have 2 blocks. He could go into the game and have 2 blocks. But, like, it doesn't show that he altered 15 shots. So, you know, like, we had little things. And, like, Salome always stepping up on the defensive end and like checking people and like getting in people's heads. Like it was like we had multiple players that could get to the bucket, that could shoot and play defense.
I feel like that was one of the reasons why you guys were so successful too, is because you had like 3 or 4 scorers that you didn't like, not one person had to score 20 points every night for you guys to win. I feel like you had 3 or 4 people that could score 15 or 20 points and you guys could win, and then you had certain players that like played their role. Like Salome being like the defender on your team.
And Coach Pittman said about Yousef after, I believe it was the Lakota game, he said, I don't know if I agree with this quote because, I mean, it seemed statistically you guys were all pitching in, but he said he's basically carried us our last 7 or 8 games. Yousef, was that like a coincidence? Like that was just your postseason, just it kicking in your postseason mindset? Or was that a feeling that you needed to go up to another level that you hadn't been up to yet, ending the season?
Well, yeah, I just felt like, I mean, my teammates and everything, obviously, I need them and I need their help, but I feel like going down at the end of the season to make a run in the postseason, I felt like I need to step it up another level to help our team out, make it as far as we can. I felt like the level I was playing at during the season, I mean, it was good, but it wasn't my best, and I felt like if I could just produce a little bit more over the postseason, I felt like it would have been better for our team. And I just had that mindset going in that I need to, you know, go out there and just be a killer. And obviously, you know, props to my teammates for, you know, trusting me with the ball and trusting my decisions I made on offense. You know, being a point guard, obviously the ball's in my hands a lot, and you know, it wasn't just all me; it was also my teammates that helped me succeed the way I succeeded throughout the end of the season.
For sure. Did you guys see about the overtime series on Gabe Cups is coming out.
It was like chopping water, something
Yeah,
like that.
so
Yeah. What are you guys' thoughts on like the basketball media outlets and the coverage he's bringing to our area? You look at it as a positive, or
It can be a
I think it's a
and negative.
positive. I think it's a positive thing because like you got multiple media outlets that are showing up to games. Like that could be someone's chance to step it up and get some type of exposure. Because like obviously like a bunch of people are seeing through social media. Like if you send films, send highlights, stuff like that, people are gonna get seen. But like you look at the bigger Instagram, Twitter pages, stuff like that, like Slam, Overtime, like everyone sees that stuff. So if you get exposure to that, I think it's a good thing for younger players.
It could also be a disadvantage, you know. If you get your ankles broken, then you get posted all over social media.
thank you for bringing that up. Rob was a little scared to bring that up. I was like, dude, we gotta talk to him about it, cause like, I mean, we can get a good message out of this, cause I mean, there's kids that are getting their ankles broken every day, and like, some people just don't know how to deal with that. So, for the people that didn't know, there was a little video that went around by Overtime, and you said a little ankle breaker. I mean, it looked like a trip to me, but I mean, people want to look at it as an ankle breaker. You know, they want to look at it as something entertaining. So, what was the attitude going into that next game versus Centerville after seeing that?
I just kind of had to block out everyone, like just everyone was saying, you know. I mean, obviously, people can say it's embarrassing, and some people might say it's not. But to me, I was just playing defense, you know, and I got unlucky. And I personally, I tripped over the kids' feet, but nobody's gonna believe that because they just want to like see something funny and make fun of somebody. So I just let everybody think it was an ankle breaker, and yeah, it was a little embarrassing, but I mean, it's nothing to be ashamed of. You're playing hard defense. You're out there doing what you're supposed to do, and you just got unlucky. And I mean, that's not your fault. I mean, it happens to the best of us, you know.
For sure.
There's so many players in the NBA that get their ankles broken every day. Some top players in college that get their ankles broken every day. And it's just, you know, you just got to think of it like it's whatever, you know, just move on from it and keep playing their game and just block out all the noise, block out what everybody has to say about it.
Yeah. Is there any advice for like players who are getting media attention in a like negative or embarrassing way? Like, how do you think they should deal with that?
Like I said, you just got to block out all that noise and just know your worth, you know. Don't let other people's opinions and what other people got to say affect what you do or how you play or what you feel like. At the end of the day, you should have in your mind that you're going to be the best person you can be on the court, off the court, whatever it is you're doing, and you're going to believe that you are a great person at what you're doing. And if somebody got something hateful to say about it, then screw them. Just forget about it. They're a hater and prove them wrong. That's it.
For sure.
So obviously with the coronavirus, there's been a lot of like changes. Yousef, you've recently committed to Sinclair, but since then they've canceled their all sports for this next season. How have you guys been able to stay in shape, and what changes have you guys had to make to different things, especially with you, Yousef? We'll start with you with like your Sinclair situation.
I mean, obviously, like it was tough hearing about the whole situation because I was ready to start my next chapter and I was excited, you know. I felt like it was a great next choice for me, and just hearing it was devastating. But ever since I got the news, you know, even before, I just got to keep the mindset that I got to keep grinding, you know. There's people out there grinding every day, and I got to keep grinding or else I'm going to start getting worse than others. And obviously it's hard to get in the gym during a time like this, but there's so many little things you can do, such as just dribble the ball out on your driveway. And I mean, thankfully, I have a basketball hoop outside my house, and I have a weight set in my basement, so I can stay on the weights and stay with my shots and stuff like that. But I just got to keep the mindset that I got to keep grinding and keep getting better every day. And when the opportunity comes, I got to take advantage of it and show people what I'm about, you know, and not be afraid to show people what I've been working on.
Well, for me, since I rerouted my sports back to football, I just been. Well, I used to go on the turf till I got kicked off by a cop, and then I just been going between elementary schools, Valley Elementary and Maine Elementary, and working out every day with one of my teammates, or one of my old teammates. And I usually go out and do ladder drills, and I catch, run routes, and some days I usually try and get a few people together, and we usually run like a little mini one-on-ones and try to get something. Try and keep ourselves active every single day.
And with me, it's kind of just staying safe, staying in condition, make sure I'm running around the neighborhood. I've got a couple private gyms I can get into to shoot, and a couple weight rooms I can get into to use. But other than that, like, I've also been taking the time to like better myself, like off like basketball and off conditioning and stuff like that. It's like taking little things like kickback with family. But other than that, like when I'm not with family or with friends, like I'm probably sleeping or working out. That's about it.
Route versus the college route, and then Molly and Yousef, what made you choose the college route?
Well, first, I was going to end up going to play AAU this year, so I was going to see what was going to happen before I actually committed for football or anything, and we are going to try and play somewhere possibly for basketball, because I still had some schools looking interested in me, and they wanted to see a few AAU games. But once this coronavirus started and stuff, and everything was getting canceled, I was kind of like, okay, I'm clearly not playing basketball now. So I kind of just tried to choose what I was going to do and what was going to happen. So obviously I had Urbana and a few other schools in Mount Union, I believe Indiana Wesleyan as well. And so I was going between schools looking at what all the, obviously academic parts and everything else. And I kind of came down to the conclusion first. I went between Urbana and Mount Union, and then I kind of like was leaning towards Mount Union, and I kind of followed up with the coaches, and it was kind of more coming down to like genuine and being straight up with me, and kind of Mount Union kind of won that over, as well as me seeing the background they have. They're one of the top teams in the nation for football, and they have one of the they have some of the best academic counselors and teachers there as well.
So moving on to the next question, how important are connections throughout the recruitment process?
Huge. Very, very important.
Yeah, if you don't have connections, it's gonna be tough for you. If you need advice, like you have to go out there. You can't be afraid to talk to people, and you have to advertise yourself, whether it's like creating your highlights and stuff like that. But as long as you get in contact with people and like talk to people, and like if you're open to people about your goals and stuff like that, eventually someone's gonna try to help you out.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many people out there willing to help. You just gotta go out there. There's so many AAU events where you see so many people, so many coaches. You just gotta go out there and create relationships for real. But that's all it's about. You can't be shy. You can't be timid. I mean, you just gotta create relationships, and if you need help, ask for help, and people are willing to help when needed.
Yeah, what grade did you guys start to hear from colleges?
Going into junior year.
My freshman year.
My sophomore. Well, end of my sophomore year.
All right, and then to finish this off, what do you guys think are some of the best ways to get exposure? Because I know Adam would attend a lot of camps through middle school. I know you guys play AAU. What do you feel like is the best ways to get exposure?
One way I went, I just took my time out my day, and I would go email coaches, send them my film, send them my highlights, my stats, all that, and then I would send them just straight personal things about myself, how I am as a character, and all that. Just basically trying to show them that you can be who you can be, basically.
Yeah, I think like another thing is though, like if it's for younger kids, don't worry about like, because I know that me and Yousef are like grown up and played like AAU together, but like at that point in time, like all through middle school, just trying to like work on being the best version of yourself, and then like once you get into high school and you start playing over the summer with better summer teams and stuff like that, your game's gonna speak for itself, and like you're gonna catch somebody's eye.
Yeah, most definitely. And also on top of that, I think when you get to when you get into high school, you should start contacting coaches yourself and sending out film yourself if you really want to get coaches. Because coaches will check out the film and they'll get back to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, that pretty much wraps us up. Thank you guys for coming on here, taking time out of your day to do this.
Yeah, for sure.
No problem.
If you enjoyed this interview, this first episode of Between the Lines, be sure to comment who you want to see in the next episode, what school you'd like us to interview next. We're thinking of tons of schools, Cyber, Centerville, Wayne. I mean, we can do whatever you'd like. Be sure to like and leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Check the link in the description. We'll leave Yousef, Molly, and Chris's social media accounts, their highlights, just so you can check them out. And thank you guys for watching, and we'll check y'all in the next episode of Between the Lines.